9.7 FM. I hope you're safe. I hope you had a good working day, and I hope you had a good Valentine's Day yesterday. I hear there's a whole category of people who are celebrating it today because yesterday, I think the less said about that, the better. Anyways, today we're doing a sort of analysis on the relevance of Valentine's Day. Yesterday was quite interesting. There was a lot of traffic in town. Restaurants were fully booked. Flowers were sold out. I was driving around. I actually saw a couple of cars that had big bouquets in them. You know, delivery guys were busy. So, I mean, from a commercial viewpoint, it's good because people are spending money. You know, restaurants are getting customers and stuff. But is that what it's really about? And have we lost the true essence of what it is? So tonight, that's what we're talking about. Valentine's Day, is it still really about the celebration of love? So to join the conversation tonight, I have Afi Cheka. She hasn't been here for a while.
Yes, because I'm back.
But you're back. Afi, it's always nice to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. And for the second time, I think in a month, yeah. Harriet Nate is also joining us, CEO of House Solutions. Hi, Harriet.
Hi.
It's good to see you.
Same
Harriet was the only one amongst us who didn't nash yesterday. So, yeah, I'm sure
I gave myself away, huh?
You did. You did. And joining us for the first time, and no, she's not the one that you heard about of in the Bible, Mary Magdalene. Is joining us for the first time. She's a virtual assistant and an entrepreneur. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
It's very
Thank
nice
you.
to have you with us for the first time.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoy us. We can be a little bit troublesome. All right, so let me start with you, Afi, just because you're sitting next to me.
Chef's on the other side.
No, she's new. Let's be nice. So 2 questions. How was yesterday?
Yesterday was really good.
Okay, why was it good?
I guess I was just reflecting on the people around me that.
You come say you were just reflecting on the love of God.
Oh, that one too is there. That one too is there. But no fake dips today. Yeah, I was just reflecting on like the people that have been close to me and the people who have been encouraging me throughout the year. And I'm just like you. I really have like a good support system. And yeah, I didn't really do any of the mushy flower bouquet stuff, but I was just grateful for the person that I'm currently with as well. Oh, guys, though.
Okay, so let me do the first question round and then I'll come and do the second.
Okay.
So, Madam, please.
Madam.
How was yours?
Well, Valentine. It was a very good day. It was a normal day to begin with. Work as usual, business as usual. And I received a couple of presents. So I felt good that at least, some people have thought of me and decided to extend or show me love. So it was a very beautiful day for me.
How does that work though? So the concept of Valentine is kind of like a one partner thing, right? I mean, the essence is celebrating the person you love.
Yes, celebrating the person you love, but not really in any clause, as in you would have to have an intimacy kind of thing with a person, or you have to be intimate with anyone to share them. To show them
I
love,
can see
right?
that you saw where I was going.
Yes,
You
exactly.
put the
No,
clause.
I knew, but I mean,
Yeah, okay.
So,
It's
yes,
all
so
right.
that
School.
it's love from everywhere. It could be a friend, a very good friend of yours. It could be from your boss. Oh, okay. Let's just.
Wow. Okay, Mary Magdalene, how about you?
Well, yesterday for me was just a normal Tuesday. There was nothing special about yesterday, especially the fact that it's tagged Valentine. It was just a normal day for me. I did everything that I was supposed to do on a normal day. I did the same throughout yesterday. So
Nothing special.
nothing special happened for me. Yes, maybe. Well, I enjoyed grace yesterday. I mean, like I do every day, but not anything tagged to Valentine for yesterday. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So what does Valentine's Day mean for you?
For me,
Yeah.
okay. So for me, I'll say Valentine's Day is, for me, a time to just reflect on like I said, the people around you who genuinely are there for you when things are good and bad. So not necessarily someone that you are intimate with or like your partner, like she said, but more of just like people around you who genuinely care for you and then showing appreciation to them. That's all Valentine's Day
That's
is.
all that it means for you.
Yeah, it's just that.
Is it?
I'll say, okay, I'll definitely say it has evolved over the years. I think,
Okay.
yeah, so when I was younger, obviously, I was like, oh my God, I wish I had a Valentine and all of that. But just as the years have gone by, I think my understanding and then my appreciation for the day has really changed. Yeah.
Do you think that also maybe has to do with seasons? Do you think you would feel differently if you were married, you had a family, and you know?
I don't know.
You don't
I don't
know.
know.
Okay,
I think I don't know.
Until you get.
But for now, I don't think it's really going to change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Harriet, what's about you? What does Valentine's Day mean for you?
Well, Valentine is all about love. Love in all kinds of expression. So, like I said earlier, it could be from a relative, a friend, a close friend from a distance. So, it's all about showing love, appreciating people. It depends, or admiring someone. It's a time where people also use the day or the opportunity to from
Shoots
afar,
their shots.
shoots their shots, But I know you will be coming to this. You go deep into this one. So let me state that I used to call it World Sex Day.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not. I always say. I mean, yesterday I said to a couple of people, today is not World Sex Day, so please don't get it twisted. It's just about showing love, and showing love has nothing to do with sleeping with someone or having necessarily finding someone to sleep with to feel valuable, to feel for self-worth, to feel loved in that manner. It's just showing love comes in different forms, and for me, I think that was what happened to me yesterday.
But I also think that perhaps, your viewpoint is almost very from a woman's point of view, because most of the guys that I know and speak to are doing the most on Valentine's Day for sex. Like, let's not get it twisted.
That's why I said, let's not get it twisted.
No,
It
so I'm
is
saying,
not
so I
World
think
Sex
it means
Day.
one thing for women,
And it means
another thing for men. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think
Yeah.
you're right. But then it's let's not generalize it. I want to believe
Okay,
that
for most.
there are most.
For
I like
some.
that better. I think most. So for most men, so of course men, if why not? If they have to shoot it your way, and they know that they can actually shoot it your way. Why not? They will shoot it your way. So you decide what it is that you want to achieve, on that particular day. So you live with no regrets the next day. Not just because everybody's jumping into somebody's room or somebody's bed, so you think it is fashion. This one and your trend.
I can imagine that yesterday. Like, yesterday was a very busy night.
For what?
People turned up to work this morning tired. Just because Mary Magdalene, what's about you? What does Valentine's mean for you?
Okay, so I would agree with what you said, that it's become the norm where you said it's not World Sex Day, because that's the observation I've made, that Valentine is all about the girls thinking that, oh, this is the day for them to maybe break their virginity with someone, or the guys also thinking it's a day for them to, get something good from the girls. So that's something that's become the norm now. So on Valentine's Day, there's this song, Valentine is coming, where's your boyfriend?
Yeah.
So there's this unnecessary pressure that goes around, and then the ones seeing someone are having this expectation that on this particular day I'm expecting this, that, and if those things don't come, I just wonder the kind of pressure it puts on their relationship. And then the pressure for the singles as well. They are like, oh, I don't have a Valentine, I'm single. So I feel like it's evolved into a day where there's so much pressure everywhere, for both the singles and also those in relationship or married. For me, Valentine, I had to find out what Valentine was about. And when I found out the origin of Valentine, it didn't make me want to celebrate it
Okay.
because of the values that I hold. I'm a Christian, so anything that does not honor God, I don't think it's something that I should do.
But Mary
And-
Magdalene, with your name, if you weren't a Christian, we wouldn't know where you are passing with this.
Yeah, so I'm not saying nobody should celebrate it, but
No,
that's
of course,
me
those
personally.
are your personal
yes,
beliefs.
that's
Okay, so you're not actually for it necessarily.
not necessarily because of the origin,
origin
of
of-
it.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So the origin was that it was a Roman festival which celebrated a god, the god of fertility, the god of, sexual proliferation or something like that. And then the Romans held a festival where they wrote the names of the teenage girls or young girls, put them in a jar, then the boys would pick up the names. And then for that season, the whole of the month, they will be mating partners. They will have every celebration that was going to go on during the month. They attend together, and then they have sex throughout the year, and then the whole thing starts all over again. So this is to honor a god, and I don't think, according to my values, it's something that I would like to honor, even though it's evolved into a different wherever it
thing.
is right now. I think when we spoke earlier about it being a World Sex Day, it goes back to commemorate or honor that whatever it is that had happened during the Romans time.
I mean, I totally get you, and
Yeah.
I've heard that argument
Yes.
a few times, and I understand. It's Christmas was not when Jesus was born,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
we know that Christmas was like a pagan
Exactly,
holiday
yes.
as well. I mean, so I understand you. I'm a Christian as well.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's evolved, and then it kind of gets to the point where it says what it means to you.
Yeah.
Because we can also argue that, I mean,
We shouldn't celebrate.
we shouldn't
Christmas.
celebrate, you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So I just wanted to put that out there because I know
Yeah.
that there are Christians listening who have different viewpoints on the law of, or the letter of the, when it gets really strict like
Yeah.
that. So.
And to be honest, aside the story that she mentioned, I've also heard a different version
Exactly.
about Saint Valentine,
Yeah.
which is more of like the Catholic
Yes.
point of view, where they said he was more of someone who was protecting Christians who were then being
Yes.
persecuted
Exactly.
within a specific time frame. I'm not too sure. And what happened was there were some of them who wanted to get married. He was helping to help them to get married. And then, of course, he was helping Christians that had been persecuted to be protected from the then leader.
Yeah.
And an addition to that story is that this leader had a daughter which was blind. She was blind, and then he miraculously healed her. And then they had sort of like a relationship, but apparently the rumors say it was not a sexual relationship. They just had a good relationship. And the leader, then found out about everything that he's doing for Christians and all that, and he was persecuted. So when he was about to die, he sent the lady a message, and he was called Valentine, like from your Valentine. So then it's more of like the festival is to remember him for what he did for Christians that were being persecuted in that
those
time,
times.
and then the people that were trying to get Christians that were trying to get married in that time, and also what he did for the man who killed his daughter as well in that time. So I guess I don't know which story is true.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, that- yes,
There's a
Right.
different
That
story,
was
yes.
like the 3rd century or so.
Yes.
And for me, I think the history of the day and its patron still remains a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the story is very sketchy
Yeah.
at this moment. We do not really know, because
What the story is.
Valentine, I think I also read from a different point, perspective, that this person was more or less like, the young soldiers who wanted to get married, like you said, something
Yeah.
similar to what you
Yeah.
said, and he was blessing them,
Yeah.
ensuring that they got married, because the then leader didn't believe that
Yeah.
the young soldiers should marry because they were best, like in terms of serving their country
Yeah.
by
And going to
by
war.
going to war
Yeah.
and all of that. So I still think that the history of the day and its patron still remains
A mystery.
yeah,
They're
I think so.
very different
Yeah.
stories.
Yes,
I mean, it makes
several.
it interesting. It's just important to be open-minded.
Yeah.
So then is it even important in the first place that we have a day set aside to celebrate love? Do you guys think that it's important?
I think it's important, but I think the problem is more of our definition of love. So when you look at, so like, hey, I'm from a Christian background, but like when you look at love in the Bible, they always talk about how like the love there is a Greek word, and there are different types of love. There's eros, there's philios, there's storge, and there's agape. And the problem now is Valentine's Day has been made to focus only on an erotic type of love. And that's where the problem is. I don't think there's an issue with us putting a day aside to celebrate love. I just think that naturally, when people in general think of love, the first thing they think of is
sex.
Yes, man, woman, relationship, intimacy kind of thing. And it just has spiraled into making this day something that is more eros centered instead of, let's say, agape or philios. So that's where the issue is. I don't think there's a problem with the day in itself. I just think the definition of what love is has been really watered down to just eros, and it's like, okay, the married people are having a great time, the people in a relationship are also having a good
The
time.
side chicks are
There's
sad
and it's all just drama. Exactly.
It's all just a lot of
So then I think
drama.
that's where the real issue is.
And I think for us, it's the usual just go with the flow without researching or learning more about what the day stands for. We just go with anything, just anything. We just flow with it without doing due diligence. Because I want to believe that outside, and when I talk about outside, I'm referring to most of the developed countries or other part of the world. People, I do know that I read that not all countries do celebrate Valentine.
Yes.
So I want to believe there are some countries who don't really embrace
yeah.
Valentine for reasons best known to them. But those who do are quite a number. And I want to believe that they understand what the day stands for. And that's why I said, for us, where we come from, the usual bandwagon jumping to anything without really knowing more about it, without researching, without really understanding the values you stand for, what you believe and all of that. But just because everybody's doing it, I also want to do it. So you will be surprised to go just appear on the streets with your microphone and do a vox pop and ask majority of the people out there that what does Valentine even mean.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
And trust me, they will be fumbling left and right because they don't really understand the essence of the day. But they are just jumping to it because it is another celebration.
And it's another demand things.
So just the fact that, it's another opportunity for me to just ask someone to give me something. And that person is not giving you for free. That's what you should know. Once they say, it is love, then people's minds just go to that direction of it's that's why I said it is not World Sex Day. You have to read and understand what the day stands for, the essence of the day, the significance of the day. Otherwise, do not just jump on a moving train because it is emotion. You don't do that.
But then again, if we're going to respect the rights of people to define what things mean to them, then for some people it is World Sex Day.
Well, that's why I said your World Sex Day. So don't
For
go
you.
pulling down your pants because it
For
is. Exactly. That's what. Not just people must be educated. Anymore, people must be educated. I want to believe. Because I want to say that I believe that most people do not really know what it means, so they jump on. But believe me, maybe if they have a better understanding of what the day really means, the significance of the day, they would have done things differently. So that's where I'm coming from, the ignorance, and all of that. How about we begin to educate people? You would realize that the hyping,
It will change how they think about it. Their
exactly.
Are you people talking about Ghana here? I'm shocked. I'm like, wow. And the reason I say that is true. We should educate. It's very, very nice. But Charlie, from January, people have started their skincare routines. They've started their hair routines because, love, sex is very transactional now.
Yeah.
Very, very transactional. Some girls, women, they're not working. Their whole life is transaction. Sex. Men. Rich men. Maybe they're in school. It is the transactions that are paying their school fees. Maybe they're single mothers. It's the transaction. So for them, Valentine's Day is the epitome and the height of their transactional year.
Let's
You dey
make a
bow.
lot of money.
Because it's like, okay, I'm gonna be looking good from Christmas. I'm gonna try and attract a lot of people, and then kind of prepare them towards this day when it is acceptable, as it were, for me to receive things. So I get the education part. But then how do we deal with this? Because then with this issue, then it's not just, Valentine's is not this, it's not this. Charlie, Valentine's is my cash cow. Like, what are you talking? Do you get what I mean? I mean, so what do you say to that? Harriet has turned her face.
Because you see, the reason for just trying to, I'm still trying to process the idea of somebody just going with it because it's like a trend. It's like that's what everybody is doing, so let me also do some. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and act like growing up I didn't really go with the hype. I did. It was fun. It was so nice where you look forward to receiving something from somebody who claims to love you. What kind of love? We didn't care. We didn't want to really read about Valentine. I wasn't bothered. Why?
None of that.
So that's what I'm saying, that getting here and having to go through the phases of life, at least you would want to take it upon yourself to also do better. How do you do better? Because if we had people taking it upon themselves, then by enlightening us and telling us, or just to get us to understand, I'm sure we would still have celebrated, but with a different mindset. That, because people are just all eager and they want to, my boyfriend is, it's like, let's just go with it because that's what everybody's doing. Peer pressure. And sometimes you are caught in it whether you like it or not. It is very difficult. You have to be mentally disciplined to really, isolate yourself, or to somehow be able to jump out of it and just observe. But when you are growing up, most of the time we are dumb. Forgive me, you are very naive. You just want to explore. You just want to have fun because your peers are doing it. You just want to get gifts. And I have been there before where I was looking forward to it, and I felt so good when, like you look forward to it. It's like something you really want to experience. You can't. Yeah, that's true. If you are not even part of it and you don't want that. So you jump. So
Yeah,
let's not
true.
act. I'm not going to sit here and say that, I haven't done that before. I haven't. No, I did. Perhaps.
Not that, let me just clarify for you. Not the transaction bits.
We didn't
You
even
mean
think
just
about
the hype bit,
anymore. We
just-
didn't even think about
No,
transaction
I'm
then. no.
clarifying
Yes,
it so that nobody
exactly.
listens and thinks that
Exactly.
you're saying
So we
that.
didn't even think about. We didn't even know what transaction was then.
I'm sure those
But
older than
now,
us
like
were
things have
thinking
changed,
about
and trust me, things have changed. A 15-year-old girl, a 16-year-old girl, definitely knows what you mean by transaction.
Exactly, nowadays.
So like that's what I'm saying, that evolution, we cannot just put it aside and say that the world still remains same as when we no, things have changed. The world is
Yeah.
still moving. So there is, if we could reach out to the masses to at least make them understand, I'm sure I will still be looking forward to a gift, but without the mindset of I have to pull down my panty, because once I'm taking, it's like I have to give. That's the
But
problem.
that is the heart of the transaction.
And that's what makes us a
what
transaction.
she
Not to
say,
is
yes.
what we don't want to
I-
go with.
I
But
agree with
she
you
said
100%.
some have made up their mind.
That's-
This
this
is
is
the
Those
day.
are minds you can't change, and I don't think we are talking
Exactly.
about
Okay.
teenagers. I don't think you could be talking about teenagers. Hey, hold on, Harriet, don't get it right. Don't get it wrong, rather. You could be talking about teenagers. An 18-year, 17-year-old at the university obviously knows what transaction means better than you and I do.
So I think she's asking the people that have made up their mind that this day is where I
Cash
cash
cow
out,
season.
cash
You
out
can't
season.
force me.
I think
That's what I want to do.
there's
change
there's
their
nothing
mind.
you
It's a
can't
matter
do
of
about
choice.
it. So I think that everybody has their way of defining what this day is. So just you can't change anybody. So
Right.
so long as someone makes up
Right.
their mind, this is
Right.
what I want to do,
Yeah.
you can't. But it should just be recognized that this is a day where somebody was executed. Why? Because he went ahead and married soldiers, like you said, who wanted to get married. and he went ahead and healed a blind person according to the
The
story.
story.
Yes, so he did all these acts of service, acts of kindness, because he loved. All these were out of love. So if this day is dedicated to this person, which is the other story of this whole Valentine's Day, then not only should we see it as a place, a day of transaction, even if you want to do that, go ahead and make sure you do something kind to somebody. I mean,
So I think it really goes back to what I was saying with respect to like the definition of love. Like if somebody's definition of love is confined to just like an erotic type of love, it's very difficult to convince the person that, oh, Valentine's Day is about loving someone, selfless love, because the person does not understand what selfless love is in the first place. So I think, yeah, I agree with her, but it's difficult on the ground because the greater percentage of people define love as an erotic type of love.
Yes.
So yes, I think in as much as it will be difficult to change the minds of everybody, in your little corner, what can you do? As she said, like, which teenage girls are around you that you can educate them? Which people around you can you educate? And for example, when it comes to even relationships, people would be upset if their significant other didn't get them a Valentine's Day gift. They would prefer that the person who
Unless you
treats
are with
them
the people that say that, so we don't do Valentine.
exactly, that one too is there.
Yeah.
But like some people are so hung up on this celebration that if the person they're with treats them like trash the whole year and does a public display of love on Valentine's Day, all is well and forgiven.
Yes.
Meanwhile, another person has been treating you awesome throughout the whole year, maybe because they didn't have money on Valentine's Day or because they didn't have whatever, you are upset about the fact that they didn't do anything for you, because the definition of love has been confined to sexual love and also just a public display of affection. Oh, the person I'm with did this for me, got me a big bouquet from this place or that place. So it's complicated.
Let's
it's
talk
quite
about the
complicated.
public display of affection, and that has become a sore spot on Valentine's Day. I know that there are a lot of people, and even yesterday, just looking through the posts and stuff, there's a lot of if I'm really your person, then you should post me. I mean, if people want to be posted.
But people are posted and are still not the only person, so I don't think.
Anyways,
Those who have
It's
even
a big
posted the
thing.
most are those who are they are posting them just for like
It's
oh,
the
this
dawn
the
of
person,
social
and
media,
then
I think.
they have more sides.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but again, it doesn't change the fact that people fight to be posted on Val's Day.
Yes.
Because Val's Day has also become like a day when we are publicly acknowledging the people that we are with.
Yeah.
So let me shift the conversation a little bit. How important, you guys, just picking your minds, how important do you think that it is for a relationship to have that public acknowledgement on a day when what is seen as what is done is the public acknowledgement?
Well,
Does anybody want to go first?
Well, I think for the women in the relationship, I would think that it's the day for validation. It's the day where your guy proves to everybody that you are the one. So even if he's seeing someone else, on the day he posts you, this love day he posts you, it gives you some sort of peace that, oh yes, I'm the main
alpha
chick.
woman.
It doesn't matter who else is, going around, is me. So there's that joy, there's that peace inside that I'm the person. Even if maybe he posts you and then blocks you and posts another person and you don't get to see it, but at least that day you have some sort of,
Tricks are not easy.
you have something in your mind that I'm the person. So I think for the women it gives them validation. For the men, I don't think men are so much into post me on your status, but mostly for the women, I would think that is the reason.
You know that lots of men that I've spoken to say that when they are with a woman who is happy to post them, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
When they are with a woman who doesn't want to post them, it is a very, very, very big deal in the because then
Why don't you want to post me?
I know the women that of today, we are very tuned, so we are not like posting, and it's a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just by the way. Anyway, Harriet, so what do you think about it?
This posting.
Did you post someone
This
yesterday?
is showing me. Oh, Animwaa.
Okay,
How do you personalize the question when it comes
I'm sorry. Yeah. Let's continue.
This post me, show me off, listen, I don't see anything wrong with it if anyone, your loved one wants to put you out there, show you off, display you to the world. I think it's another way of telling you, non-verbally saying that I love you, and you know what, you are safe, with me. So you know that you are in a very, open and is very transparent at the same time. So you have nothing to really worry about. So, it gives you that assurance, security. I wouldn't really say validation, because that would mean, in this context, it would mean a different thing altogether. But I think it's a way of showing affection. I think it's beautiful when people willingly, but if you've had to really call for it to be done, there is a problem. There is a problem, because, and I think it also has to do with is a personality thing. Some people are very conservative, others are pretty bold and loud and everything, so they don't mind, they want to share every good thing that happens in their life, with the world. And I think it's okay, but there are those who also would want to, keep things to themselves.
Do you believe those people?
Keeping things to themselves? There are people like that. There are reasons, anymore. You would be shocked by some of the reasons they will give you as to why they are not doing it as you expect them to.
Okay.
And some of them might be genuine. I mean, you would realize that it has to do, it's either culture, background, and orientation. Exposure at the end of the day, if you want to put it that way. So you would realize that some people are not used to it, because they would look like, why are you trying? You want the whole world to, and others feel like, oh my God, are they going to say that
the girl is not nice?
Like a show off. The girl is not nice. That issue, me, I'm not coming to that issue anymore.
Trouble.
But that's what I think it is. So it's another way of showing affection to a person. If you truly love somebody, why do you need their permission to show them off? If you don't want to, sometimes it's just how you feel about the person. You want to communicate.
I honestly think it's each to his own. It's not straight line, like, okay, post the person because you love them, don't post them because you're hiding them. Like she said, it's a personality thing. If you are with someone who, for example, is insecure about their image, but you love the person, you know that the person is beautiful, you love them, but they are insecure about their image, they don't want you to post them because maybe they don't like the picture. They don't want you to post them because they don't like the picture. I don't like the picture. Don't post me. I don't even post anything on my Instagram myself, for example. It's not as if I go around posting, and when it comes to Valentine's Day, I'm like, don't post me. You see that the person's personality is such that they do not like to be posted. Why do you want to now victimize the person that is Valentine's Day? I have to post you.
Then it's like for a better picture.
No, I'm saying, for example, if you're someone who doesn't like taking photos, like you don't like taking photos at all, you don't even have pictures on your Instagram, or you're not even on Instagram, because you just don't like
there are
photos.
really people like that.
There are people like that. Are you going to say that because it's Valentine's Day and people should, I have to put, then you're actually putting yourself more in a, like, I need validation of outsiders to know that I am with this person, and I'm posting this person for them to see that this person is with me. So it goes back to the why do we do the things that we do? Are you posting a person because you love the person, which is great. Like, what is the motive for posting the person? So I think it's very,
so that we'll know whether my boo is somebody else.
But we've all agreed. We've all agreed that they can post and block you and mute you and all that. So I don't think it's really like it's a show of love, but it's cute.
One of my favorite things of all time was when one of my friends started dating someone, and she posted him and said, "I have started dating this person. If you are dating him too, please let me know now
before it gets deep."
It was very interesting. It was very bold and very brave.
Did she receive any?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I'm curious.
Nobody was dating him.
Okay.
I mean, who was
Nobody
willing to publicly, come and say it? But I mean, I think in this day of social media, sometimes the posting
is necessary.
It's sometimes
It's necessary.
It's like, yeah, let's see what's up.
It's necessary, but I'm just saying, like, don't wait for Valentine's Day to come and harass the person. Like, I feel like it should be part of you naturally. If every time you guys are always posting each other, then of course do a slideshow on Valentine's Day.
Well, social media
But
has become
if
so
it's not
important in our
right,
lives
but if
now.
it's not part of your relationship, it's almost as if like you are altering the synergy the two of you have just because of the day, and it's just a weird thing. So if that is what you guys have, that's amazing. Me, I'm always excited to look at people's post with their lovers. Like, it's amazing. I really love it. I like love. But for me, it's something that I wouldn't do, especially on Valentine's Day. I'll probably do it on another day because I'm just like, why should I do
It's
this
a
on
bit
Valentine's
much.
Day?
Yeah, why do you have to
exactly.
wait
That's how I am.
get it done on that day.
Yeah, so
but
I
I mean,
guess-
I saw Obama and and the Obamas,
so
cute,
Michelle
right?
and Barack posted
I
each
saw their two
other, the
pictures.
two of them on social media on Instagram. I checked and I saw a lot of prominent, high profile personalities
Yeah.
sharing their affection
very
for
sweet.
each
Barack
other.
has always
It's
been
beautiful.
very
So you see, it's
open
not
about
how he
occasional.
feels.
It's not
It has nothing to
occasional
do with
with
Val's
Val's
Day,
Day,
yeah.
but that day is a special day because
Yeah.
it's like showing your significant other
Yeah.
for all the things they've done for you,
Exactly.
culminating into
Yeah.
on the occasion of Val's
Val's
Day.
Day.
Yeah.
I love their post, Obama's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really did. I got a little teary-eyed when I saw it.
Aw.
But
Aw.
okay, so let's talk about couples
Right.
who have differences on Val's Day, because I also know, talking to a number of people, that Val's Day can also be a very tense day,
Very intense.
especially when the two people have different beliefs. So one person believes that it's Val's Day is a day for love, and the other person just like normal day, don't really
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
I mean, for you guys, if somebody came to you and said, this is the relationship that I'm in, it's an otherwise great relationship, but we don't believe the same thing on this day. He's not, most of the time it's the men who don't.
Yeah.
He's not really into it. He's not a gifts person. He's not a lovey-dovey person. He's
Hey,
definitely
I've
not
not
going to
said
buy
this person.
flowers. I mean, the best you'll get is Happy Val's Day.
Yeah.
How do you deal with, because it's a day when love is being thrown, love, sex, whatever is being thrown in your face. So when you're in a relationship where none of that exists, how do you deal with it?
I think relationships should be built on like maybe 3 major pillars, which is trust, communication, and compromise. Like, if you are with someone and you cannot communicate that whatever you are doing to me on Valentine's Day is hurting me, and then they also cannot understand, already the relationship, I'm sorry, maybe it might not really go far. And then relationships too are about compromise, because in as much as you are with someone because you guys are compatible, there are certain parts of the person that you may not like, if you are being realistic, and there are certain things that you will do that they wouldn't like. And then the whole point of love is being able to meet each other halfway. So my pastor gave this analogy that if a man and his wife had like pizza and was left with one slice, and it's like, oh, you have it because I know that like you love pizza, and the woman's like, oh no, you have it because I know you're hungry and like this wasn't enough for you, and they keep fighting about who's going to have it. Exactly, they'll just cut it into 2. But if you are telling me, no, you have to post me, or the other person saying, no, don't post me at all, then it's like nobody is willing to meet each other halfway, and then that's where the real problem is. So I think it's a compromise thing.
Okay, what do you think, Harriet?
I would say there's nothing like compatibility through and through. We all have things that we love to do. Again, then you would revisit background, culture, and orientation. So we are 2 different people. You are only compatible at maybe in certain things or in some things, but not like through and through. So it's a matter of compromising, like she said again, because we do know that that's very fundamental when it comes to relationships.
Well, we
So
say it's a matter of compromise, but he says he doesn't believe in Valentine.
he
No, you have to
doesn't
believe.
in
You have
It's
to
been
believe
6
half.
years.
No,
Like,
no.
and
We
it's
will not take
continuous
it.
like that.
Take it.
What would you lose by just doing it?
Just a
to
little.
make
You
her
say it's
happy?
been
If
6
that makes her
years.
happy, obviously that happiness
6
is extended
years,
to you
wow.
as a person.
Yeah.
So why is it so difficult for you to just, if that's what makes you happy, and
Yeah.
Have you
If
met
if that's what
men
makes
and their egos?
and yeah,
Well,
if that's what you say, okay, if she's happy, that's what makes her
Yeah.
happy. You know what? By making her happy, you are also happy.
Yeah.
Like the atmosphere in the house is different. You see that it comes with a different vibe, the energy. Why would you really continue to make somebody's life miserable by just because you believe in this and they don't believe in that? At least sometimes compromise, that's what happens. At least you need to do it because, listen, some of these things, you do it for the person. You realize that your entire house changes.
Lights
Yeah.
up,
It
yeah.
lights up, and you would realize that, so if this is how it is, then I'm
small
going to do it
thing,
every
yeah.
day. You may never know the smallest.
make the
Mind
person so
Ask you a
excited.
question. So you see how you are saying it. It's very nice. Oh. and it seems
But in reality,
it seems very, very straightforward, and it kind of, you see, it cuts across more than just Valentine. It
Yeah.
cuts across if you're with somebody and you know that this is what they like.
Yeah.
Why don't you just do it for them? Because if they are happy, you are
I'm
happy,
happy.
too. It's very simple, but it
No,
just
it's
like
not that
it doesn't foul. Like
doesn't
Jen,
foul
like
like
it
that.
just you. I know this is what makes you happy. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. 'Cause I don't
Yeah,
feel like doing it.
it also doesn't
I
make
don't
me
feel
happy.
like doing it. Like, why do I always have to be the person?
I
who
will
does it?
Exactly.
deliberately make you
Yeah.
your life.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like why? I don't want to do it. Like now, before I'm waiting for
Because
flowers.
the person
and
doesn't like it,
chocolate.
so
Like, I
there's
don't
no
want
way.
to
do long.
Yeah.
I mean, so when you're in a situation like that, what do you do? Because it can get very personal very quickly.
Yeah, and sometimes it gets personal to the extent that you lose the person and then they find somebody who would really be in tune with them on that same level. So why don't you try to work it out? I don't really know, but like I said, we are all different people from different backgrounds, different culture,
And
orientation, and all of
background culture,
that. And
BCU,
orientation,
yeah, background culture,
That's it. So it
orientation.
depends. You know,
Okay,
but I
Mary
don't know.
Magdalene, do you wanna?
Well, compromise. If you're with someone and this is what the person likes, I like this, I like that, and this is what, when you do this for me, makes me happy. And then you decide that, well, I know this is what makes you happy, but I'm not really in the mood to do this for you. I'm not really in the mood to do that, honestly, because I don't like it. I don't see why you're so, fussed about this. If you are not ready to go ahead and compromise or do this for this person, then you realize that there will not be any joy in the relationship. There will not be an expression of love. What's love if it's not expressed?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, your partner is not happy, and I don't think that's the kind of relationship you want to have. If your partner is not happy, it can't last. So either you let that person go, or you make up your mind that this is what makes you happy. I'll try. I'll go a long way to at least make you happy once in a while. But if it's constant, you mentioned 6 years. If it's 6 years and the person hasn't changed, then I don't think if you go ahead and
It
you
will.
know,
Do you think that it's an indication of something deeper when these occasions, which sometimes seem very trivial, birthdays, Christmas, like
100%.
when do you think it's an indication of something deeper when the person that you're with does not acknowledge the importance of some of these
100%.
things?
Yes.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
Well, she said, "What is love if it is not expressed?" And
I mean,
sometimes
it could be
goes beyond just saying it. Action.
Expressed on the other days.
Express differently. Then again, expression is done in different ways.
Yeah.
So, okay, maybe by not doing it the way you want it to be done, doesn't mean that I don't love you.
I think so.
But
It
how,
goes-
what, then today I was having a conversation with someone and I said to the person, if someone says, "Oh, what is love?" And I said, "Love is when you are loved the way you want to be loved." That's for you.
Yeah.
It may be different for all of us.
Yeah.
Anyone would want to be loved in a certain way that probably
Doesn't work for
doesn't
you.
work for me. It's also different. So there is no model, there is no formula, there is no method that says that, oh, if you do da 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 da, that means I love you. So if you do da da da, but then it works differently for all of us. So love is how I'm being loved the way I want to be loved.
Yeah.
She
That
asked
is
if
love.
it goes deeper.
I
I
agree.
think it does.
I just love
It
how
has.
you know what Mary Magdalene has done consistently in the conversation. When I ask questions, you
She'll
people
just
decide what you want to
say,
answer.
and then she'll bring
Then
us
Mary
back.
Magdalene will come
Just
and
draws
remind you
like-
that this is the
What-
question.
this is the
that
question.
was
Don't
asked.
deviate.
I
She
just love
asked
that.
if it
Like,
goes
and
deeper.
she's like,
Deeper.
"What are you people? This is not the question that
Honestly,
but
it does goes deeper.
I
Because
agree.
if I've
I-
lacked something growing up, I think that's something I would be seeking. If I've lacked attention growing up, it's something I would be
Exactly.
seeking in my relationship. If I've lacked love or gifts growing up, that's something I'm looking out for. So if I'm with a partner, the expression of what I lacked growing up is
What you want.
my
It's what you're
definition of
looking
love.
for.
So I'm
if
excited
if
that you
like
said
nobody
that.
has
Yeah.
posted me since I was a child, and then I want to be posted
Nobody
on
has given
status.
me a cake.
Exactly.
And
So
then
you
you
say
say
cake?
that, well, I don't believe
I-
in cake.
cake,
Exactly.
then
So I'm
That's a
saying,
big deal.
so
I
it comes
feel like
right
you're
back.
not loving me enough.
It comes
Yeah.
right back
Yeah,
to
your
everything we
definition
were
of love.
saying.
Yes,
Yeah, it comes
exactly.
back right back to everything we were saying. What I even said about if the person doesn't want to be posted because they feel insecure. The problem is that they feel insecure.
Yes.
You will be quote unquote a wicked partner to ignore their insecurity and post them. So you have to rather go back and address that insecurity.
Exactly.
Let it be healed, and then I can post you maybe in the next 2 or 3 years. But the question is, are you exactly? That's what happens. Are you willing? Are you willing to wait? Are you willing to really go in depth to the person's issues and understand why they think the way they think and help them come out of it? If not,
okay, I'm gonna take a few messages. This one said, "This is what happened in my circle yesterday. Got my Harriet, can you read for me?
Yes, this is what happened in my circle yesterday. Got my boy and girlfriends buying new phones for their partners, booking getaways, and some not knowing who to call and thank for the gifts received, whether it's from Kofi or if we are drama Valentine."
Wow. Okay.
Anymore.
That's very interesting. Do we have any more? Do we have time for any more? There's football. So we're gonna close a little bit earlier today. Apparently, 2 big matches. I think Arsenal and Arsenal's playing, and then
Go Gunners.
PSG, and so it's a nice night for the men. So women can have some peace. You know, when they're watching football, then there's peace.
Yes.
And quiet. But thank you, girls, so much for coming through. You were amazing.
Thank you
really
for
enjoyed
having
the
us.
conversation. Mary Magdalene, Harriet Nate, and Afi Chega.
thank you so much.
Thank you for taking time out to join us.
Thank you for having us.
All right,
you for
people, if you
having
missed
us.
any part of the show, it's been live on Facebook, so you can catch the conversation on Facebook, on Twitter. And of course, because it's on Facebook, it's an ongoing conversation. So I'd love to hear how your Valentine's Day went and what you're going to do differently next year. My name is Animwaa Anim-Addo. This has been Strong and Sassy. We'll be back next week at 7. I'm handing over to some really buff sports guy. So it's going to be a very loud, noisy, maybe tearful next 90 minutes. Either way, stay safe and have a good night.
I said quietly.